Could we get into that Yachty album real quick?
Oh, I love that album.
All right, I want you to give me your breakdown,
It's
Jeeves.
so good.
Have you heard it?
Of course, I heard it twice, and I heard it all the way through twice. But I heard all the singles a few times. That should be like, I love that shit. But I got my thoughts on it too. But I want to hear your thoughts first.
I loved it. I mean, I was late. I was like maybe like 2 weeks after it was released. My coworker kept talking about it, and she's like, "It's a really good album." And I was like, "I'll check out one song." And Zebra knows I love funk. Like I love funk. So if you put that little mix in any track, it's gonna hit for me. I'm gonna love it. So I think the first track I heard was "Drive Me Crazy," and that's the one like a lot of people have been listening to since it's picked up. Because it took its time. When it came out, people were like, "What the fuck is this? This isn't Lil Yachty. This isn't Lil Boat." People were really stunned at at the versatility that he showed with this project. Because, anyone that knows, Lil Yachty came around the scene when 2016,
2016, yeah. I remember it being Minnesota. Like, I remember when that shit dropped. That shit was crazy.
Yeah, and so then it was definitely a vibe at the time, but he got put in that category of like mumble rap.
Yeah.
And, he was like, people saw him as that example. Like, he kind of like stemmed into that genre that became like what we know is, popular to this day. And at that time, people were like, the old heads were mad because they're not even saying anything. It was a whole thing. And then for him to come out 2023, that's like what, 7 years later, and like pull this out, it's crazy. Because again, the sounds that he used, the lyrics, the way he even promoted it, he performed it in SNL, and even that performance was amazing.
I thought that shit was fire. That actually made me want to listen to it when I saw that shit. Yeah.
No, the album front to back, like it's a listen through and through. Black Seminole, my God, it's honestly that's definitely he showed his versatility, which again you can always ever like from an artist. He separated from that mumble rap to actually becoming an artist. Even my girlfriend listening to it, she's like, "Oh, what? He does art?" And we're like, "Oh my!" It was
that
again.
Is art. That is art, bro. You can smoke to that shit too. That shit was that's a vibe right there. But
yeah, I discovered new music by watching YouTube music videos. Actually, like the new release, which YouTube should up their algorithm a little bit on that, because like I feel like it's not.
Do they show you the same shit?
They do always show me the same shit, and you have to really seek out the new stuff and release. Like it should. They just need to work on it. Okay,
yeah, I think it's closing minds.
But that's how the first song that I heard off the album was "Say Something" because I watched the music video, and to me, I love movies. I love movies. I love cinema. I'm a visual learner and I'm a visual person. So anytime I connect with a song, I connect with it when I watch the music video, because to me, you're showing me what the meaning and feeling of that song is. So when I watched "Say Something," the music video, I was like, damn, that's really, really good. And he's really got something to say. And it was fucking funny too when she said, don't tell me that right now. It makes me itch. And that was super funny. And it was so good and it was beautiful. The colors were beautiful. I think it was Crown and Owl is like the directing company.
Oh, really? How do you know
Crown
that?
and Owls.
Looked that up?
I looked it up on Wikipedia.
Word.
Yeah, because they were super good. They probably had credits at the end, I forget. But yeah, and then the end, like narration when he steps out the car.
Yeah.
And he's like, I love that. That's so good.
Yeah.
That's so good. The sunset inside of the car.
Yeah.
Man, yeah.
No, you're right. I think he's becoming like extremely creative as an artist. He found himself. I'll keep it a bean. I didn't like when he was rapping like Migos. I think it was like his second album and shit. Like I don't want to hear that the same type of, I like this Yachty, you know what I'm saying? And one thing about this album, I think it's very unselfish. Unselfish meaning he don't got to be rapping the hottest bars. Like he's making the best songs. And to all you artists, again, got to get y'all messages like, yo, don't be so selfish. You don't got to showcase yourself. That's kind of being insecure. You're trying to rap the best. And like that, sometimes that shit decreases the song. So like Yachty is so unselfish, meaning he wants to have the best song possible, which I do think he learned from hanging around Drake. Like I think hanging around Drake really enhanced his taste, his sense of what to do and how to be successful in business and music creatively. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, he got really creative with this one. Even the message that he spread throughout the whole album. There's an interlude where he talks about like, oh, if someone robs me, he's like, I'm not gonna be mad. What's the point of being mad? Like in those lines, like he's like, what's the point of being mad? Like, they probably needed it more than I do. And it was like, yeah, like it's just like it makes you think. Like his album was like definitely psychedelic. So it has all the elements, the colors, the sounds, but the message throughout is just him spreading like, why do I lose my cool when it's easier to just stay calm, think of things, and there's always silver linings to things. That's what this album like gave me, is that there's silver linings to everything. And it's like, people that steal, like, it's okay. Like, people are gonna rob you, but you know what? They probably need it more than you, and you can walk away with that piece.
Yeah,
you know,
it's hard to think like that, but it's true. You got to think like that, but it's so fucking hard, especially if you don't got it and you get robbed, bro. That's a body right there. That's a whole case. I'm gonna catch. But anyways, yeah. No, I'm with that, and like even Yachty, I like the way that he's just like being himself. He reminded me of Andre 3000 for some reason. I don't know why. Do you guys get Andre 3000 vibes just by the way he talks sometimes? Is it just me? He a Gemini too, Andre 3000, but is it just me? Not the way he rap, but I'm talking about just the way
he presents himself.
Yeah, like the way he talks and shit. Yeah, is it just me? I don't know.
Yeah, no. Andre 3000 definitely left like a blueprint of like what we talked about last time on the Tyler the Creator episode. Is just like, hey, just being yourself as a black man in the society, representing yourself how you want to without really caring what others have to say. And if that means showing emotional vulnerability, that works. And that's okay to have.
Yeah.
I love Tyler the Creator.
We do too. We love y'all. And y'all Tyler fans. He
really stretches the boundaries of his creativity.
But we talked about it so much. So
Oh yeah.
Being weird, it's okay to be weird. Again, Lil Yachty, Tyler the Creator are showing these things,
we'll go to the next topic. But I really do think who you surround yourself is who you become. So him hanging, I seen him shopping with Drake, bro. You got any thoughts on Yachty album? You hear that shit?
I mean, I follow him on Instagram, but I haven't like really like dived into his music.
It's not for everybody, you know. Like at first, when I heard the second album and shit, I was like, I don't really fuck with this shit. But this album, I really the syncopation and how it sounds sonically, bro. It just is a vibe the whole way through, and everybody who make albums out there. This is like an album again. You know, he's like not thinking about single. It's more about out. My favorite song is Pretty because I love that song. I'll be vibing that song. Yeah,
that song is nice.
That's my favorite song on the whole album. And I was like, yo, I smoked to that shit twice. Yeah, every time I hear a new album, I got to smoke to it. I smoke to it in the whip. And it's just fantastic. And shout out to Yachty. And we wish you so much success. I remember when you was on fucking Everyday Struggle with Joe Budden, and Joe Budden was like, I don't know if you're gonna be successful yet. And we love Joe Budden. Shout out to Trey Budden. I know his son, and we're not dissing Joe Budden. We love Joe Budden. But Joe Budden was like, I don't know if you're gonna be successful. And like you held your own. It's almost like an NBA rookie. You know, they be doubting you and shit. And you drop like 20 points a year, 25 points a year. You make all-stars every year. So shout out to Lil Yachty for like staying true to himself. You know, I think he on 300 Entertainment. No, he on the what's the one that P owned? He on the Migos label, but I forgot, with Cardi B in them. He's on that label, and the fact that he could put out this, I think it's 300 Entertainment. No, it's
he's in
Quality Control.
Quality Control.
Yeah.
QC. He on QC, which is part, like, they used to be part of 300 Entertainment. So he on QC, and the fact that he could put out, you know what I'm saying?
That's
like,
why he dropped this album off that with that label in Motown, I believe.
Yeah, the fact that he can do that on that label is speaking how like he's true to himself. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because he doesn't try to. Now he's not trying to sound like them. Move on to the next topic real quick.